element is the backbone, because that's the way a soundtrack would be.
The following dramatization has been commissioned by the Starset Society.
What made you focus on the sci-fi element?
The first answer to that would be that I'm an engineer by trade. Before I got a record deal, I was working on a PhD in electrical engineering, doing research with the Air Force. And I've always had a love for sci-fi. So just, knowing that I couldn't do the engineering if I was going to be doing music, the best option would be just to blend the two. And on top of that, I'm a huge buff for sci-fi movies, and to be able to put them together into a band is pretty awesome.
Do you do any of the engineering yourself?
Recently, I've just taken a full break from engineering. I had this dream of getting the band to a point where we're in a tour bus and I'm in the back doing crazy research, on my own, and getting hired to do it. But that's probably far off. I also have a fear that it's been a couple years now, and jumping back into that world is a little scary actually, because I'm now in this sort of art meets music, and it's a whole different world, and I don't even know if my brain is going to fully go back there ever again, but one day I'll see.
How did you find your own sound?
I've always loved these specific types of rock bands, but I think what drove the Starset sound was knowing that there was a sci-fi component, and knowing that we wanted to do a soundtrack to a sci-fi movie. Setting out for that enabled it to sort of grow into this other place. There's been bands that have used strings, and there's been bands that have used electronics, but almost always they've used it as supplementary add-ons to their already, rock backbone. And we wanted to let it sort of go a little more back and forth, where the cinematic element is the backbone, because that's the way a soundtrack would be. So I think that's sort of helped develop the Starset sound.
Why do you think the world of bands and movies have crossed?
There would be a few reasons. The death, you had an era where the music video sort of died, and maybe there's a resurgence. I've always thought that it would happen, with YouTube. When it comes to streaming, YouTube is bigger than all of the other streaming companies. So there's a huge demand to have really good video content when everybody's gonna be streaming your music on a YouTube video channel. So there's that's one reason I would say, and that's one of the reasons we really want to strive towards that. And then maybe another reason is that keep things from getting stale, and maybe bands are looking for new ways to attract their fans and keep their fans engaged. I think there's so much stimulation out there, so many different ways people can be sidetracked. It's not like the 70s, like Zeppelin, what else do people have to do? Like, play Pong on Atari or go to a Zeppelin concert. That was pretty much it. Or play bowling, I don't know. But like now it's like just zillions of things can have your time. So people, I think bands are doing as much as they can to grab attention.
You have the comic as well as the concept videos.
The comic that we've finished so far is almost a, it's like a teaser, but almost like a Cliff's Notes of the story. And then the novel is succinct, novelized account or report of the entire thing, and it will explain everything in terms of this entire public outreach campaign that the Starset Society has going. So after that, I think people's interest will be satiated, at least for this album cycle.
What elements of space actually interest you?
Multiple. Okay, so pragmatic elements of space, such as the exploration of it in a scientific manner, and the, from probes to find out the atmosphere of Venus, but more directly, man's exploration, going to Mars and colonizing it so that we have planet redundancy. This is something that Elon Musk from SpaceX is trying to do. If there's a catastrophic event on Earth, human race is doomed. We need to go to, if we have humans on 2 planets, we have twice the chance of survival, roughly. And so that's one element. The other is the creative, inventive, dreamy aspect of space. When we look into it, it represents ultimate possibility. I think that's why kids love dinosaurs and space, because space, it provides a canvas where we can attach our imagination. So I like that.
Do you have a theory of everything?
Maybe, but I'd have to have about a case of beer, and it would take about 6 hours.